What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Daniel again, and today I have a very special recipe for you. It's a really delicious, super flaky scallion green onion pancakes. I'm going to season it with some 5-spice seasoning and some sesame oil and sesame seeds. It's going to be so delicious. It's perfect as a snack or as a side to a meal. So let's get started. In a large mixing bowl, put 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar. Mix that all together. If you find doing it with a wooden spoon tricky like I did, switch to a metal whisk. Pour in between 1/3 of a cup to 2/5 of a cup of hot water. You want to start with less water and then add it in slowly as you go. The amount of water you use will depend on how humid your kitchen is. You'll find that a shaggy dough starts to begin forming. Just use your hands and press the pieces together. Knead it for a few minutes. After 5 to 8 minutes, you should be able to achieve something that's nice, smooth, and shiny. Put it back into the bowl. Add a little bit of oil, coat it so it doesn't dry out, and put a wet kitchen towel on top. Set it aside for at least 30 minutes or longer. In the meantime, we're going to make a roux. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of oil. Turn the heat up to around medium heat. We're going to season the oil with some 5-spice powder. You can also use whatever seasonings you like and throw in an equal part of flour. In this case, it's 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm going to mix this together. It's going to come together and form a roux. Now we're going to move on to the green onions, the star of the show. I'm using 2 stalks per pancake. You can use more if you'd like. I'm going to just thinly slice the green onions. That's 4 stalks in total in this recipe. Pour them into a bowl, set them aside for later. I'm using both the white and the green parts today. Add a drizzle of sesame oil to the cooled down roux, a little bit more. Just mix that all together, make sure it's well incorporated. The dough should be well rested by now. At least 30 minutes. Look how soft it is when I push it in. I'm going to take it out of the bowl and we're going to form a log shape with it. Because I'm making 2 pancakes today, I'm just going to divide this dough into 2. But if you double the recipe, which you can easily do, you can cut this into 4 pieces. I'm going to flatten one of the pieces of dough out. And then using a rolling pin, I'm going to roll it out. If you find that the dough is sticking to your rolling pin and surface, you can always use a little bit of flour or oil to help it roll easily. Keep rolling it out until it is in a rectangular shape and is quite thin. As thin as you can possibly get it to without ripping it. If your roux has separated after cooling down, just mix it together and then pour half of the roux onto the surface of the dough. Spread it all over evenly. You can always use a brush, but I use my hands at this step. I'm gonna put over a little bit of kosher salt, just grind it over. And also with my hands, I'm going to evenly spread out the salt. I'm going to repeat the same step with sesame seeds. I'm going to use half of the sesame seeds. It's roughly about a tablespoon in total for 2 pancakes. And I'm going to sprinkle on half of our green onions. Make sure the green onions are distributed evenly. Here comes the fun part. You're gonna start rolling it up like a jelly roll. Just start lengthwise, the widest, longest edge, and roll with all the filling inside. Pinch the ends to seal it tightly. And then coil it. Make sure the coil is really tight. At the very end, just tuck the end underneath the coil and flatten it slightly with your hand. Set that aside to rest for at least 10 minutes, covering it with a wet towel again. You can work on your second dough now. Once your dough has rested for another 10 minutes, you're gonna flatten it out with your hand. And this time you're gonna roll it out into a nice, approximately 8-inch circle in diameter, but this doesn't have to be exact. You don't need to roll it out as thin as you did before. You'll find that there are air pockets, and that's totally fine. If the green onions do slip out, that's okay too. Throw that into the frying pan. We're gonna fry this in a little bit of oil at medium to medium high heat. Take a peek underneath, make sure it's not burning. You want it to be a lightly golden brown color before you flip it. You'll want to fry each side for about 3 to 4 minutes, but always keep an eye on it. After you have flipped it and the second side is starting to get golden brown, use 2 wooden spatulas and just scrunch up the edges. This scrunching step is really going to help us fluff up those layers. Place it onto a plate. Look at that, beautiful. I'm gonna cut these into wedges and serve. You can also serve these with soy sauce, some chili flakes, a little bit of green onions and minced garlic, and sesame oil. It's delicious. Look at those layers. Look how crispy it is on the outside and flaky on the inside. And there you have it. Super flaky and delicious scallion green onion pancakes. I'm gonna give it a taste. Super flaky and delicious. Alright, I hope you make this for your friends and family. Hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below. I always love hearing from you. Subscribe for more videos. I will hope to see you soon. Bye everyone.